Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our latest episode now of Freeworld News. Hope you're having a good day wherever in the world you're watching this. And the sun is just shining in Scotland right now, so I hope it's shining wherever you are. You're going to start off by just talking about some market reports?
We've got separately on the website, we've got two market reports today. Both I think are quite interesting. Sesame and cashew, both maybe on the cusp of moving up. So if you're involved in these products, I recommend that you do have a look at those. So what have we got for us today?
As you might be well aware in the world of business, banks, a collection of banks, including JP Morgan, Barclays, RBS, Citigroup, Merrill Lynch, have incurred a total of 5.7 billion fines for manipulating or rigging, foreign exchange rigging. This is Barclays' biggest ever UK fine. This is obviously a crisis for the banks, and it's affected the credibility of the banks.
It's been a long time coming, but what's interesting is what this actual fix was. Yes. And what the fix is to do with is, say a bank receives some money in different currency from the home currency. What it does is it makes a fix. So everything that's received on, say, a Tuesday will be converted at a rate which is derived from a 1 minute period. So they agreed a time, say 3 o'clock to 3:01, and in that time they would see what the rate was, and entire day's transactions were fixed at that rate. Unless you bought a foreign exchange contract. So this would be usually small sums of money. And what the fix was that at 2 hours 59 or whatever, just before the fix, people would chat on a little chat room and artificially manipulate the price within that 1 minute. This is a huge amount of money. And it's an amount of money which is taken from each and every one of us who's had a foreign exchange transaction. Somebody's sent some money to their mother, and instead of 50 quid arriving, 45 quid's arrived. And this is where these people have been praying. And this huge fine, of course, will go to the governments. Governments also have kept these banks going through, they've given them loads of money. So, interesting thing. I haven't seen that much about what this fix was about. People didn't seem to realize that they took money out of everybody's pockets. And this was like small sums of money sent by hardworking people to their homes. I think it's a dastardly crime, actually.
What propels people to do things like this?
Money. They get bonuses.
Right.
They get great big fat bonuses, and you're quite right. Why would people form a little chat room and do this when they weren't actually getting any money out of it? Well, the only answer can be because it was sanctioned by head office, because the only people who really made a profit out of this were the banks in total, not individual traders. They may have got a bonus on the side,
right?
But that was just a payoff. You know, this is large-scale collusion. Okay. Anyway, that's how I feel about it.
I think all of us at Freeworld feel this is a horrible thing which has happened, and especially the fact that it's hard-working people, is their money. You know,
these are small sums of. It's like somebody sending 50 quid to their mum in India or
very innocent
Mexico
transaction,
or whatever. Yeah. And they've lost a fiver or a tenner.
Karma. They've got the fines. So it's interesting how they were using kind of interactive chat rooms. Similar to that, Californians have been using Twitter and Facebook and this interesting app called Viz. It's an interesting app. We'll put it down on the body of the thing. But actually, more importantly, they've been using Twitter with regard to the water shortages which California is suffering from at the moment. Now, California has entered its fourth summer drought. It's one of the worst droughts. And basically, vigilantes are using social media, such as Twitter, to shame their neighbors with the hashtag drought shaming. I'm talking about with an effort to save water. So, you can imagine who's been a victim to this. Big, rich, famous, powerful celebrities like Jennifer Lopez and Kim Kardashian with their big swimming pools and golf courses and amazing lawns, consuming all this water whilst California is suffering from this massive drought.
Yeah, I think it's tremendously interesting because I'm interested in attitude formation, which is, why do people suddenly start feeling that this is an important issue, etc. And attitude formation would sort of technically be controlled. Well, you would have, in my years, 20 years ago, would have been something that was happened due to advertisements or maybe articles in the newspapers, etc. Now we have a much more anarchic form of that, which is social media. And it's interesting to see how quickly attitudes can be formed and changed. Also, just the fact that social media, I believe, is, or the cutting edge of social media, i.e. not Facebook, is more a young people's thing, right? And it's like the old punk zines and stuff like this. But, of course, the message is global because it's the internet, and the message is high impact. When you see pictures of a famous film actor watering his lawn in complete contravention to...
desert.
In a contravention to the local orders. And so it's a way for young people to rebel against the nexus of highly paid mainstream actors and celebrities.
What is this armchair activism? Because it is armchair activism. It's people sitting behind their computer screens complaining about things happening, and very well they've got the right to, because you're watering a lawn in a desert is bad, especially when California is having it. But what's the aim? Are they just trying to create attention? Are they just trying to create polarization? Because it's very antagonistic, provocative internet behavior.
Well,
but why don't they go out and do something?
I don't think there is an aim as such. I think like most attitude change, particularly in young people, and maybe for all of us for sure, it's really a question of what is cool. What is cool? What is it cool to let's not get too provocative here, but to eat almonds? Is it cool to eat almond butter instead of peanut butter? These are the attitudes which will be changed. I mean, it's like it's a form of young people's rebellion. But I think attitudes are changed by this, and I think it will affect certainly those people's buying habits. It's a new way of being cool, and
Exactly.
we don't know where that ends.
And possibly in this coolness, people are becoming more interested and aware of what's happening in their environment, and we, increasingly people know about how important water is in food production, and especially with regard to meat, but also with something like almonds.
Well, yes, exactly, and we had global warming, and global warming for years and years was a cranky beards and sandals sort of obsession. Then it became very, very mainstream, and certain people dived in because they saw the political capital. And yes, there is a huge amount of political capital in things like global warming, and drought is very much more personal. It's like, why is that guy washing his car when I'm not watering my lawn, and my, this flower that I planted last year is gonna die. So it brings like the politics of inequality also into the picture, and then that in combination with an instant media. You know, this app that you say, you take a picture and it collates information as to particular abusers of the drought edicts. So quite interesting, and I would imagine quite cool. You know, I can imagine sort of American school kids plotting, taking pictures of this person or that person, and it's got that sort of gangland adventure to it. So I look at it with some interest.
Okay, so that's all for us today. We'd love to hear your feedback on this episode, and especially with regard to the power and influence of social media, with shaming your neighbors, but also why you use social media when it comes to activism. What do you think of this new app? What do you think of what's happening in California right now? We'd be really interested to hear what do you think about that. So thank you for viewing, and we hope our UK customers have a good bank holiday, and wherever in Europe you have a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.